Good evening, everyone. This is the City of Southfield regular meeting being held on Monday, July 19th at 6 o'clock via WebEx. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Banks,
Present.
Brightwell,
Here.
Cruz, Frazier,
Here.
Hoskins,
Here.
Mandelbaum, and Taylor.
Here.
Madam President, you do have a quorum. We'll excuse Councilman Cruz and Councilman Mandelbaum.
Thank you. Now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And point of information, Madam President, Councilman Cruz just joined the call.
Thank you. Good evening, Councilman Cruz. Now we have presentations, and our first presentation is by our Oakland County Commissioner, Yolanda Charles. Commissioner Charles, are you on the line?
I am.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you. I just had to get somewhere where I could cut my video on. So hopefully you can see me now. Good evening, everyone. Members of City Council, members of the community, as well as your central office staff. I bring greetings from the Oakland County Commission, where I am your Oakland County Commissioner for District 17, which I share Southfield with Commissioner Janet Jackson, whose district is from Evergreen all the way to towards Farmington Hills. So part of her district covers Farmington Hills. And what I like to do for these quarterly getting to know yous, if you will, is just to kind of give you an update on the things going on at the county level. And so I always like to say kudos to you guys here at the city level, the municipal level, because you've had to make some really difficult choices this last year, and it's definitely not lost on me. So I just want to continue to encourage you all. So one of the major portions of our budget at the county is our health department. And as you can imagine, our health department has had a tremendous, here's my little four-legged family member coming in, has had a tremendous time making sure to accommodate all of the things that the health department was already doing, plus tackle these issues with COVID-19. And that is everything from testing to mitigating, and then also the vaccine. And so the site is still oaklandcountyvaccine.com. We tried to make it, or I should say the executive office tried to make it really easy for you to remember, but it's oaklandcountyvaccine.com. And it still remains the best source as it relates to residents staying up to date regarding access to vaccines. The other thing of importance under COVID-19 is that we will continue to host the Save Your Spot community clinics throughout the month of July for those who live, work, or study in Oakland County. You can make appointments or do a walk-in. Again, the website is oaklandcountyvaccine.com. The next thing of importance is the board is allocating more than 27 million of ARP funding to address the pandemic related needs. So specifically, not related to anything else, but specifically due to pandemic related needs, $27 million. And we look to have that, the commissioners unanimously voted last week to allocate that 27 million. And we will be discussing more of that this Thursday, September 22nd, as far as how we want to allocate the rest of those ARP dollars. Again, we get, as you guys know, we get a portion this year. We have to spend it within a certain amount of time, and then we get another allotment next year, as you were aware. So our allotment for the county is $122 million. And the ARP established the following high-level categories for authorized use of state and local funds: supporting public health, addressing negative economic impacts caused by the public health emergency, replacing lost public sector revenue, providing premium pay for essential workers, and invest in water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure. So there has been authorization to utilize the funds for that. There is more information there, but I'll be sure to just share a link with you all that you can provide to any of your constituents as well. The Oakland County Fair returns this year. Hopefully you're not getting any feedback, but the dates of the fair are, let's see, I had it right here in my notes. It looks like it's closed on the 18th. I will make sure to have this to you, but yeah, Friday, July 9th through Thursday, July 15th was one of the special days that the county had for the fair. I know it's a little bit of a hike for us down here in Southfield, but we do pay taxes to participate in Oakland County parks. I'm proudly wearing my park shirt today. And so it is my hope that we can partake in those events as the year comes. Emergency rent, mortgage, and utility assistance. I have a nifty little flyer that we have here at the county that basically talks about the locations that are near you. The closest one to us is obviously the South Oakland Health Center, 27725 Greenfield Road. And that again is if you need help paying rent, mortgage, or utilities, you would want to visit oakgov.com RMU for rent, mortgage, utility. And you can find out more about that. And that is something that is ongoing and will provide qualifications on the website. As I try to capture just a few more things. So our board website is a really good resource to get information. You can hop right to oakgov.com/BOC. All of the board members have a newsletter. You can sign up to receive that newsletter in your inbox so that you don't have to go looking for it on the website. And then last but not least, we are partnering with an organization for hiring childcare workers. There are dozens of available positions around and within the county, hiring for full-time, part-time, and seasonal summer jobs. Again, this is the Oakland County and partner organizations hiring for childcare workers. So if that is something of interest to you, you can visit oakgov.com/HR. And with that, I will take any questions you might have. We talked a little bit about the ARP money. And obviously, we're going to be doing our budget for the county in the next few weeks, where we'll hear from all of the various departments on what they want to do with their money. And all of those meetings are public. So I welcome you to watch on YouTube and feel free to keep me posted if there are things of interest to you that you find that were maybe overlooked in the presentation. Other than that, I welcome your questions, if any.
Thank you. Thank you for your time tonight. I will go through council and ask if there's any questions or anything that they would like to ask you. Ms. Banks?
No questions. I would just like to thank Oakland County Commissioner Charles for updating us with this information. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, I should have said Councilwoman Banks. Please forgive me.
No, it's fine.
Councilman Brightwell?
No questions, but thank you, Commissioner, for the info. We definitely appreciate the periodic update. Thank you.
Councilman Cruz?
Yes, likewise, I would just like to thank Commissioner Charles for coming to us and keeping us updated on things in the county. And seems like things are moving forward. And so we thank you for all your support.
Thank you. Councilman Frazier?
I would also like to join the people saying thank you for bringing us up to date, Commissioner. And I do have one question on that money that's coming from the state that has to be spent and the health portion. We have a program of safe routes to school. Would that fall under that heading?
So I don't know the answer to that, but it's worth at least me jotting down, and I can follow up on that later this week.
Okay, and the second question I have is the rent I know that there's been a suspension of evictions for rental property. Do you know in Oakland County, especially in Southfield, if there are serious problems that we need to take a look at, because we don't need a bunch of evictions coming up?
Yeah, that's a workshop all in and of itself, Councilman Frazier. What I can say is that the 4 initiatives that the democratically led Oakland County Commission has put forth already and allocated money, so it's not unfunded mandates, but to help landlords, because, I am team renter, but I'm also team landlord. And I do believe we have to make sure supports are in place for both because their bills still need to be paid. So as of now, yes, it is very high on our radar. Housing in general, I know the city of Southfield is aware acutely of the, not only the need for housing, but to get people in housing. So to answer your question, yes, it is definitely prevalent, and I'm sure you'll be hearing more from your budgeting team.
Thank you very much for the update, and have a good evening. That's it.
Thank you. Councilman Hoskins?
Thank you, and thank you, Commissioner Charles. I don't have any questions. I'll just echo a lot of what my colleagues have said, and just thank you for giving us this report. We appreciate you coming to us, updating us on everything that's going on in the county. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Mandelbaum?
No, my question was already asked, but I do want to thank Commissioner Charles for coming and letting us know what's going on in the county. I'm glad fair's coming back. And I definitely appreciate the information and hope you come back often. Thank you.
Yep. Mayor, did you have any comments?
Well, I spoke with Commissioner Charles over the weekend, and I want to thank her for, many of you may not know this, but she has adopted 9 mile, between 8 and 9 mile Greenfield Road, and did a litter pickup this weekend, which I lent her equipment for. So we appreciate it. Keeping Southfield clean, Commissioner.
Well, thank you. If I may respond, Council President.
Yes.
Thank you. And, I took pictures from before and after, and I'm brokenhearted that I drove by 9 Mile in Greenfield today, and it looks like I hadn't even been over there. So, I'm taking off my commissioner hat and just saying, as far as working collectively with our partners in the business community, to just help with some of that litter, because it's just an eyesore, and I won't go on. But one thing I did forget to mention is about the funding with the LRIP. So I'm not sure, I'm forgetting the city admin, Fred Zorns, probably going to talk about it, or maybe has already talked about it, but I believe it'll probably be in the Southfield Sun this week, about money Southfield will be receiving, humbly sponsored by me, to help support some of the roads as well. So I hope you get to hear about that real soon, but that is already earmarked and ready to rock and roll. That's what I wanted to make sure not to forget.
Excellent. City Administrator Zorn, did you have any comments? I'm not sure if he's on the line or if his...
Madam President, I apologize. I was on mute.
Yes.
We appreciate any help in the housing arena. I know our court system continues to work with MSHDA and in particular in Oakland County, the Housing Community Network, as well as Lakeside legal services. But all of the help, the rentals matter is very concerning, especially as eviction bans are supposed to be lifted at the end of this summer. It will present challenges. I'll remind council that you made a large commitment of your CARES dollars administered through our Human Services group. I don't have the exact figure, but we've done quite a bit to help people, but I'm sure there's more. I like the idea of being able to help landlords make sure their bills are whole as long as they're not evicting tenants. We'll continue to monitor that situation with our court. Thank you. And to our county commissioner, I really appreciate the quarterly meetings. It's it's good information for us to have. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much. We appreciate you spending time and updating us. So again, thank you. As you've heard all evening, we really appreciate this. So hearing no other comments, we'll say good evening and enjoy the rest of your time. Thank you, Commissioner. Next, we have the presentation of the joint resolution for Theodore Townsend Watson. Councilman Brightwell. You're on mute, Councilman Brightwell.
I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
I am honored to recognize and present the following resolution to Theodore Townsend Watson, Eagle Scout. Since 1912, more than 2 million Boy Scouts have earned the Eagle Scout, the Scout, highest ranking advancements. Scouts exemplify the virtues of service, leadership, and duty to God, using their training and influence to better the communities and the world. The resolution reads as, whereas Theodore Townsend Watson is a lifelong resident of Southfield and started his scouting career at the age of 5 with the Cub Scout Pack 1009 in Beverly Hills, Michigan in September of 2008. Whereas in March of 2014, Theodore advanced from Cub Scouts to Boy Scout Troop 1029, also out of Beverly Hills, Michigan. He stayed an active member of his troop until 2020, when he graduated high school from the University of Detroit Jesuit High School and Academy. Whereas Theodore was introduced to the Eagle Scout rank in 2007, when his twin cousins received theirs back in 2007. Sitting in the sanctuary of the church that the troop met at, Theodore leaned over to his mother and said he wanted Eagle one day. After his second year in scouting, each fall, Theodore's mother asked if he wanted to lead Scouts, and each year he answered with, "Why would I do that?" Never did he lose sight of his goal of one day receiving Eagle himself. He has also loved Boy Scouts for the camaraderie, extensive activities, and opportunities. Whereas due to COVID-19, Theodore was unable to complete his Eagle project until September 10, 2020, the day before his 18th birthday. His project was to lead a group of people in building and hanging bat boxes at the Birmingham Environmental Center, to aid in curbing mosquito population in a friendly way. It was not until February that Theodore received word from his troop that his application for Eagle had been accepted by the Boy Scouts of America. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the city of Southfield, county of Oakland, state of Michigan, do hereby recognize Theodore Townsend Watson for his dedication to the Boy Scouts of America and being awarded the highest Scout honor, Eagle Scout. Theodore, and I want to just add that Theodore achieving Eagle Scout, he generated a second generation of Watson who actually received the highest scouting honor. His mother also received the Girl Scout Gold Award in 1991. So obviously the tradition goes forward in that family of excellent service to our community and also service to the communities that we live in and also to our society. I hope that Miss Watson and or Theodore might be on the line. I would like for them, Madam Chair and also Clerk, to, if they are there, to allow them to speak if they wish.
Yes, that's perfectly fine. If either are on the line, please acknowledge and we will allow you to speak.
Councilman Brightwell, Council and Mr. Mayor of Southfield, thank you so much. Sorry. Theodore is unable. I am his mother, Marie. We truly, deeply appreciate your recognition of his lifelong goal that he attained. Please know that this is not the end of our son's service to community and humanity. He plans to leave in mid-August to go up to Northern Michigan University, where he will study anthropology, criminology, and forensic science with a goal of either military and then ATF or straight into the ATF in public service. So this was his first step in his lifelong ambition of community service and service to his fellow man. And so we really appreciate your recognition in this achievement. Thank you very, very much.
You're so welcome. Any other comment, Mr. Brightwell?
Yes, let me just say that I know this young man. I've known him for quite a while, and to the extent I know his family name is Teddy, and that's typically what I would call him. So I know he's a very dedicated young fellow, and I do see good things for him. And obviously, I think with the guidance that he has received in life, and also with his drive, that he will achieve some very good things in life. And Madam Chair, thank you very much. And Marie, I know you're doing an excellent job. You and Todd are doing an excellent job, and keep up the good work. It was my pleasure to assist you in recognizing your child.
Thank you. Council, may I have a motion?
Madam President, I move to approve this proclamation. Councilman Cruz.
Support, Councilman Mandelbaum.
It's a joint resolution. Point of information, it's actually a joint resolution, not a proclamation.
My apologies. I move to approve the joint resolution.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councilman Cruz, supported by Councilman Mandelbaum, for the acceptance of the joint resolution for Mr. Theodore Townsend Watson. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Brightwell?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Frazier?
Yes.
Hoskins?
Yes.
Mandelbaum?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
And Banks?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, we have no appointments tonight. Next, we have minutes. We have minutes from the Committee of the Whole meeting of May 20th, 2021, the regular meeting minutes of May 24th, 2021, our Committee of the Whole meeting minutes of June 7th, June 24th, the special budget adoption meeting, the regular meeting minutes of June 14th, and the regular meeting minutes of June 21st of 2021. Council?
Councilwoman Banks? I
Yes.
move that we approve the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of May 20th, 2021, the regular meeting of May 24th, 2021, Committee of the Whole meeting of June 7th, 2021, the special budget adoption meeting, June 14th, 2021, the regular meeting minutes of June 14, 2021, and the regular meeting minutes of June 21, 2021.
Support. Frazier.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councilwoman Banks, supported by Councilman Frazier, for the approval of the minutes as we just presented. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Cruz, Frazier,
Yes.
Hoskins,
Yes.
Mandelbaum,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
and Brightwell.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have our consent agenda items, items A through H.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
this is Councilman Mandelbaum. I'd like to move that we approve consent agenda items A through H.
Support Councilman Cruz.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councilman Mandelbaum, supported by Councilman Cruz for the acceptance of the consent agenda items A through H. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Frazier, Frazier,
Yes.
Hoskins,
Yes.
Mandelbaum,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
and Brightwell.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have an ordinance to enact, the enactment of ordinance number 1741 for PZRRUDD 19-0001, which is the rezoning request to create a residential unit development district by Southfield Community Renewal Corporation.
Madam Chair, Councilman Brightwell, I move that we enact ordinance number 1741 PZRRUDD 19-0001.
Support Councilman Cruz.
Thank you. It's been motioned by, been moved by Councilman Brightwell, supported by Councilman Cruz for the enactment of ordinance number 1741. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Hoskins,
Yes.
Mandelbaum,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Brightwell,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
and Frazier.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have the introduction of ordinance number 1742, the business registration.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Councilman Brightwell, move that we introduce ordinance number 1742, business registration.
Support Councilman Mandelbaum.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councilman Brightwell, supported by Councilman Mandelbaum for the introduction of ordinance number 1742. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mandelbaum,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Banks,
Yes.
Brightwell,
Yes.
Cruz,
Yes.
Frazier,
Yes.
and Hoskins.
Yes.
Thank you. Now we come to communications. And before we open up for communications, I'd just like to read the statement that we read every week regarding our Rule 7 of procedures for the City of Southfield City Council. And we ask that all of these, anyone that's speaking would follow this instruction. That no speaker may make personal or impertinent attacks upon any officer, employee, city council member, or other elected official that is unrelated to the matter in which the officer, employee, or city council member or other elected official performs his or her duties. No person shall use threatening or abusive language when addressing the city council, and any person who violates this section shall be directed to stop and cease the comments, and if not, your microphone will be muted. Thank you. With that, I'd like to open up for communications.
Good evening. My name is Gerard Mullen. Post Office Box 155, Southfield, Michigan 48037. Madam President, tonight I wish to talk about Chapter 7. Chapter 7 in the Southfield City Charter. Chapter 7 is entitled Judicial Division, which describes in great detail the Southfield Municipal Court system. This description takes up 10% of the total contents of the charter. Sad to say, the Southfield Municipal Court was abolished, yes, abolished, on January the 1st, 1969, over 52 years ago, and was replaced with the 46th District Court as mandated by Article 6, Section 26 of the 1963 Michigan Constitution, and thus ordained by Public Act 154 of 1968. As every fifth grade student of civics here in the great state of Michigan well knows. And to top it off, Madam Chair, please check out your very own outdated charter, the 5th edition, that is the latest edition, printed in the year 2014, and please focus on the 5 pages, the 5 outdated pages contained within Chapter 7. It is about time that this City Council delete Chapter 7 from your outdated charter, along with the many other outdated items, by creating a charter commission under the authority of Section 18 of the Home Rule Act of 1909. If the City of Detroit can mandate periodically a ballot initiative for a proposed charter commission in order to update their charter, then the Southfield City Council should be able to do the very same. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mullins.
Madam President, this is Councilman Cruz, if I may.
Yes, please.
Can we get a written legal response back to Mr. Mullen on this topic and to the council, please? Or just to make sure that we're updated on everything and everyone's clear on what we're doing.
Yes, I'd like to ask that our city attorney, Dawn King, will respond to us by the next meeting.
Yes, good evening, Madam President. If I may, that is correct. I would like to prepare a written opinion presented to the council and also present it at our next meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that would like to speak to us tonight?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Pamela Gerald, and I have been an independent voice for the city of Southfield for coming up on 39 years. You know, there's a lot of negative talk in our city leading up to this upcoming election in November, since we no longer had a need for a primary this election. And I just want to say something to my fellow Southfield voters. We are not experiencing any voter suppression in the city of Southfield. And I want to make that very clear. We are not experiencing any voter suppression in the city of Southfield, period. I think it's disingenuous for a person of color, knowing that that has been historically a problem that African Americans or people of color have dealt with for many years to try to use that for the sole benefit of a campaign. I find it to be very disingenuous. If there is any problem, the problem is when people move and relocate, they don't always make it a point to find out what precinct they vote at. So if you come to a precinct and that is no longer your precinct, you will have to go to your new precinct. That is not, I repeat, not an example of voter suppression. And anybody that wants to use these political buzzwords that are very emotional to people of color, like voter suppression, maybe your efforts will be best used in Georgia, Arizona, North and South Carolina. We do not have that problem of voter suppression in the city of Southfield. And I just want to make that very clear. And since I have a few minutes, I'm happy that the Local Officers Compensation Commission chose to do the right thing and to give the treasurer and the clerk's position equal parity as stated in the charter. I fought 4 years ago to make sure that the pay was equal, and the commission insulted all of our intellect and was not trying to be fair with the pay for the treasurer that they were proposing for the clerk. Once again, we fought it. We got the best results, and we don't want to have to do that again. Get it together for the next 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Madam President, no one else has *3 up for communications this evening.
Okay, thank you. Council, we'll go to you for your comments for tonight. And we'll start with you, Councilman Brightwell. Well, you're on mute, Councilman Brightwell.
Oh, I'm sorry. No comments from me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Banks?
I would just like to inform the public that a bike safety rodeo will be held July 30th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon at Hope United Methodist Church, 26275 Northwestern Highway. This will be a day to learn the importance of bike safety. Kids, parents, and guardians will spend the morning learning bike safety tips, including proper bike riding equipment and how to properly wear a helmet. All participants must pre-register at www.hopeumc.org. I'd also like to remind everyone to continue wearing a mask if you are indoors. Outdoors is fine, but they're saying that the numbers are increasing due to the variant, and we just still all need to be cautious when we are in an enclosed area. Have a great evening. Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Cruz?
Yes, Madam President, thank you. I did just want to say that our previous communications that just took place, I think just reinforces the fact that all of our voting and election processes have been held up to the highest standard, and agree with the fact that Southfield does not have those types of problems here in the city. So I appreciate those statements that were made. under that portion of the meeting. I also just want to congratulate, as the chair of the Northland Steering Committee, our entire council, our mayor, our administrator, and all the staff that has worked with this. As many of you may have already seen in the news, that we are moving forward, and that there will be seeing some development taking place very soon at the Northland Development area. And so I know this has been a labor of love for all of us, but we've crossed the finish line, I guess I would say. So I just want to champion that one more time. And so if you haven't seen, just all you have to do is go online and Google it, or we can probably get something to you if you have any questions about it. But Northland is moving forward. And so, again, I just want to thank the council for all of your support. I want to thank the mayor for his leadership, and everyone that has been part of this endeavor that started so many years ago. But other than that, I just wish everyone well and hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Frazier?
I have nothing to talk about this evening. Thank you.
Councilman Hoskins?
Thank you. Councilwoman Banks kind of touched on it, but the cases of COVID-19 are going up, particularly because of the Delta variant. And in an effort to incentivize people to get vaccinated here in Michigan, the state a couple of weeks ago announced the My Shot to Win sweepstakes. This MI Shot to Win sweepstakes, which is a lottery style type raffle that gives vaccinated Michigan residents a chance to win up to $5 million in cash, or nearly $500,000 in college scholarships. It's for anyone who has been vaccinated and vaccinated up to August 2nd of this year. To enter the sweepstakes, you can go to www.mishot2win.com, or you can call 1-888-535-6136. There are multiple drawings. Like there's a $1 million drawing, a $2 million drawing, and there are $50,000 drawings every day up until August 3rd. Last week we had a Southfield resident win one of the $50,000 drawings, and we are very happy for her. Happy because she got vaccinated, but also because she got a little reward for getting that vaccine. So if you were on the fence about getting vaccinated and you needed just that little push, I hope that this is just another incentive for you to get vaccinated, because we want to make sure everyone is staying safe. There are unfortunately some people who cannot get the vaccine, maybe because they're immunocompromised. And so it's also for their safety as well that we want to make sure we're getting vaccinated with the safe and effective vaccines that we have out there. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Mandelbaum?
Yes, thank you. My question is directed towards administration. And this may even go back a few months ago, we had a conversation regarding potentially putting electric charging stations on city property. And I know that the numbers just didn't add up and it didn't make sense based on what was being proposed. This past weekend, I was talking to a friend of mine who works on electric vehicles for one of the big three automotive companies. And he actually told me that the charging stations are really not that expensive, and you can pretty much just buy them on Amazon and install it into an outlet in your home. I mean, that's what people do for their garages. And so sure enough, I went online, and there are a number of car charging stations that do plug into a regular outlet that less than $1,000 that can charge cars. And I was thinking that perhaps we can put some of these, look into it a little bit further and maybe put one or two of these charging stations on a trial basis in the underground parking where we already have electric outlets. It's not, so there's really not a whole lot of infrastructure work that's needed by putting it on a surface lot, but we can put it in underground parking and have signs and whatnot, and at least try that out and see if that would make sense for those people who do have electric cars. I'm happy to send you some more information, but I think that's something that maybe with facility services we can look at and make happen. That was all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, if
Yes. Yes.
Councilman Cruz, kind of dovetailing on what Councilman Mandelbaum said, I'm 100% in favor of what he's talking about. The question is, what is going to be the cost to the city, or would it be if residents plug into some electric vehicles into our system that's pulling electricity or the cost of it into our city. So are we doing that on a pro bono basis, or I know you said a trial basis, Councilman Mandelbaum, and I'm just wondering how the cost works out.
Yeah, so from what I was told, and again, I'm not any type of electrical engineer, and when my friend was talking to me, it went a little bit over my head. But you tap into a regular outlet, so it wouldn't be any different than having residents come into City Hall and charge a laptop, charge a phone. It's usually works on a 220, sometimes 110, and the charging station converts it. You're right. I don't know how much electricity it's going to pull, but I can't imagine that it would be that significant from the amount of people that we have that have electric vehicles parking at the city. But that's why I think it may be helpful to investigate a little bit further and maybe even see how much it would potentially draw from electric. But the actual units, I know before we were getting estimates in the tens of thousands, and I found a couple for $800-900 that you bolt onto the wall and plug it in. So that's just where my thought was. I didn't think it would draw that much electricity, but I'm not the expert.
No problem. I'm curious. I don't know either. That's why I was just asking. Maybe you knew that. But as we investigate that, I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to add a few comments to some of what's already been said, and that is joining Councilman Cruz and congratulating the purchase agreement signing for Northland. Kudos to everyone who has been involved in this whole process from the very beginning. And to me, this represents a new day, a new era here in Southfield, and this will help transform that Greenfield 8-mile Lodge corridor there, to really help bring that forward and bring attention to that in a positive way. This has been a full team effort from Southfield leadership, our business, our residents, our local municipality constituents, everybody. And this is just showing us that alone, we don't do too much, but together we can do a whole lot. So I just want to say thank you to all the parties involved, because everybody played a part in this. And when we all come together, positive things happen. I also want to piggyback on what Councilwoman Banks was talking about at the bike rodeo. on July 31st from 9 to 12 for children ages 4 to 13. I think that's a great opportunity for us to have some family activities in the city. And I hope that all that is interested can and will come out and join them for that. The games and prizes and all of that will just make it a fun, festive family day. I also want to give kudos to our Parks and Rec department. Parks and Rec, they're presenting Recreation on the Move. And at Inglenook on Tuesdays and Thursdays of this week, between 4 and 6, for fun and activities. There's story time here in Southfield with the public library. They have activity bags and crafts that's available for the first 25 kids. And as you know, Inglenook is one of our city jewels. It's right there on 12 Mile between Evergreen and Lasser Roads. And I just wanted to make you aware of those and just help you to remember too, though, that 12 Mile has some construction over there. So be patient, but please come by and help this program that Parks and Rec is putting on. And also remember that Free Jazz is coming back to the city of Southfield with Kimmy Horn, the Jazz Festival, August 13th and 14th of this year. It will be on the municipal front lawn. It will feature our top area music artists. It will be food, fun, and shopping for the whole family. One additional highlight to the festival is the Fitness Fun Block on Saturday, August the 14th, between 8 and noon, where high-stepping majorettes, jazzy roll bike crews, and an exciting hula hoop workout can be enjoyed by the entire family. And also remember that the Kimmy Horn Jazz Festival won the Cultural Entertainment Showcase category for the National Civic League's All-American City Awards, and was cited as an event that presents the best in local and national talents. So again, that's a free concert, August 13th and 14th. So please mark your calendars for that. And again, remember that the COVID vaccine is spreading, the Delta variant. So please remember to stay safe, wear your mask indoors, still continue to do the social distancing indoors, and wash your hands, use a hand sanitizer and all the things. Stay safe. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
Well, I was going to talk about Northland. I was going to talk about Kimmy Horn. I was going to talk about the bike rodeo and also get your shots. So it's all been pretty much covered. But if I could add a couple of things, planning is well underway for Kimmy Horn, and it starts at 6 p.m., from 6 to 10 p.m. rather, on Friday the 13th of August, and then from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday the 14th. The concert is free, but parking on city lots is $10 for the benefit of the Southfield Art Fund, which restores and places art throughout the city, including our two newest pieces that will be installed later this year by the renowned Hubert Massey. Also wanted to just add my congratulations. It's been a long, long road for Northland, and particularly the staff. Fred Zorn carried, our city administrator, Fred, carried a lot of this load, along with legal and planning, Ms. King and Terry Crode, Alice Sevis with the DDA. It was truly a team effort, and the council and I weighed a lot of heavy decisions as we went through this, but I think we're in a place where we have now got what is closest to the community vision for a mixed-use, vibrant area in our southeast corner of the city. So congratulations all.
Thank you, Mayor. City Administrator?
Thank you, Madam President. I want to echo the comments on Northland. We did close an escrow We are still waiting for the approval from the Michigan Strategic Fund. My thoughts on Northland for this week will be focused on the Michigan Strategic Fund approval, putting together marketing pieces telling our story, because on the 27th, upon approval from the state, there will be a press release which will trigger a whole different level of media inquiry. Those materials need to be prepared. The other Northland item for between now and the next couple of weeks is preparing demolition, in particular making sure all of the appropriate shutoffs are in place. Some of you will recall the Target demo. We thought we had the water off, and all the experts told us it was off, and we had water. So I just want to make sure we have no gaffes like that, and that does take some coordination with both Consumers DTE and the city's water department. So that's pretty exciting to see us finally at that point working towards this community vision. It's taken a lot to get there. I do want to comment on electric cars very much. It seems electric charging stations come up once, twice a week, different people approaching us. We have historically looked at fast charging stations, those stations that can deliver that charge to the vehicle very quickly, tend to be a little bit more. And at one point, I had Motorpool do some analysis as to when might our own fleet start moving. And it is true, we are locally, Detroit being the motor city, nationally, electric cars are coming. And it does need to be on our forefront. I think we have an opportunity. The next two big things the administration will be focusing on will be our building facilities. If you'll recall, we completed a substantial amount of facility analysis right before COVID broke. I spent 3 hours last week with our architects trying to map out a course to present this probably first to our council finance committee, then to the rest of the council. So that building facility dovetailed with then the American Recovery Funds. As you're aware, the city has received 9.7 million. We will be outlining how we would like to use those funds. This topic came up at Friday's finance meeting, and Chairman Brightwell and Councilwoman Banks and Mandelbaum, I hope I'm echoing their comments. There was a general feeling that we should be looking at our CIP sheets, our capital improvement sheets, to help guide us through that process, and then putting those sheets within those categories, within the parameters, the 7 parameters that are kind of the pillars of the American Recovery Act. County Commissioner Charles mentioned them earlier in the evening. One is, making up for the lost revenue, a tie to public safety. The administration has some ideas, but we'll begin rolling that out in the month of August, mid-September. And I'm hoping that is actually happening when we're back meeting together in person. That type of session, I think, would just be so much easier to do if we're able to meet in person. Want to remind people that we have our concert series. They're happening every Friday on the front lawn. I think this Friday is Elise King, a rhythm and blues artist, and we were rained out this past Saturday. But when we have good weather, we have nice, safe events that people can, socially distance and enjoy a night under the stars with good music. Again, I want to echo the COVID cautions. As a parent with 2 young children who have not been able to be vaccinated, and I know many of you have other family members in this group, we need to help protect them. There are those who choose not to be vaccinated for whatever reason. But for that younger generation who don't have a vaccine available yet, we need to do everything we can to safeguard them. That concludes my remarks this evening, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Attorney?
Yes, good evening, Madam President, Mayor, and Council. I just want to wish everyone a good evening, and I have nothing further to add tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Our clerk, Madam
Good
Clerk?
evening, everyone. Nothing to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Our city treasurer? Our city planner?
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Our city assessor? And our city engineer? Council, I like to take a moment. We received this evening about 5:30, 5:40, a letter from the clerk's office regarding the local officers' compensation commission. And I know that we'll have 30 days from today to vote up or down on this. But I was wondering if since our next meeting is not for 2 weeks, it'll be August the 9th. Did you want to meet to talk about this sooner than that? I know we haven't had a chance to review it because we just got it this evening, but we can tentatively, if you want to, we could put something on for next week for review. Or you can think about it and let me know tomorrow if you want to send me something in writing, and then I can get with the clerk and we'll do like a round robin on everybody to see what works for you.
Yes, Madam President, this is Councilman Cruz.
Yes.
If we could all just respond to you individually,
yes.
Will we be in good shape? We don't want to break any rules, of course. So I don't want to, we can't have a joint conversation online unless it's public. But if we just our own individual thoughts, would that be okay?
I believe so. Madam Attorney, I defer to you. They could send me their comments, I believe, right? As long as we're not meeting as a, we don't have to.
Yes, if they send the comments to you separately so that there is no appearance of a quorum and they just send it in separate emails, separate from each other, then that should be fine.
Okay. Would that be okay with everyone on tonight? I just want to make sure that we're all in agreement.
That's fine.
Okay, great.
Fine
I'm
with
sorry.
me.
Okay, thank you.
I read the letter and there are a couple of typos in it, but
okay. A couple of other things, Council, while I have your attention, please. We have the Wildlife Commission that has did a presentation before the Neighborhood Services Board, and the Neighborhood Services Board our commission has recommended that they now present to Council. So you will see that coming forward on our Committee of the Whole agenda. I'm trying to get it for August the 9th, but I'll try to coordinate with the president of the Wildlife Commission, but it will be coming forward real soon, probably within the next few weeks. Also, I have asked our HR director, Mr. James Meadows, to prepare the paperwork for the annual review of our direct reports. So you should be seeing something come through for that as well. I spoke with James this morning and he said that his department is very busy making those the paperwork available to our direct reports, and then they'll get back to us about it. So you'll see something coming through for that as well. Also, we were thinking about still trying to have our council retreat. And we were thinking like maybe September or October. So look forward to hearing more about that and have your thinking caps on. We would really like some input as to your feelings on that because, again, the COVID virus is coming back. So we want to make sure that we stay safe. Safety is first. And we were thinking about maybe doing something like the Briggs and Stratton HR testing and that kind of stuff, just to have some fun and talk to one another and make plans. I know we're pretty much through this year, but we can still plan for next year. And you can always email me or call me with any questions or concerns, topics that you'd like for us to consider or discuss. So thank you for your time and attention. And that's all I have for tonight. Does anyone have anything else they want to add?
Madam
Madam Chair,
Councilman
this is
Cruz
Councilman
here.
Bri-
Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. No, I just want to say Northland is a national phenomenon. I've gotten a couple of text messages about the city. So way to go, Southfield. So they were pleased. They were praising Southfield for coming to the conclusion that we have with respect to Northland. So it is it's watched nationally by certain people.
Yes, thank you.
Praise the team. Praise the team for coming to a conclusion up to this particular point. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Councilman Cruz?
Yes, well, now I will have to add to what Councilman Brightwell just said. He is former chair of the Northland Steering Committee, as well as Councilman Frazier. So I didn't mean to make it sound like it was me by myself doing this. It just happened to happen during the time I was sitting in the chair. But so I commend both of them, and again, the whole team for the leadership that has taken place. And I just also want to just say that I'm very thankful for the fact that we stuck with the whole idea of creating a position for diversity, equity, and inclusion that being posted now. And I look forward to seeing that person moving into that position and working with not only city employees, but also the community as well. And so I think that's a very strong stride we have taken in the city of Southfield. So I think we're just continuing to move in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Frazier.
Councilman Cruz just brought up something that I would like to throw out on the table, and that's the diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think we need to. Well, I'm new coming back, so I don't know how much discussion was done about that while I was retired, but I think as a council and our leadership on staff, we need to have a broader discussion on that, because I think there are some steps that would make Southfield a better place, and we should be the leaders to get that all started. That's it.
Okay, so are you recommending we have a meeting with HR and our city administrator?
That would be a start, yes.
Okay, we could put it on our committee of the whole for discussion.
Okay.
Okay.
Madam President, I'd just like to respectfully respond to Councilman Frazier.
Yes, of course.
I feel that we have had the appropriate amount of discussion.
Window.
I'm sorry?
Pardon me?
I was just saying I want to respond to your comment, Councilman Frazier.
Go ahead.
And
yes.
I think I would just want to say that I think the council has had plenty of discussion on this already, and I don't think we would have gotten this far if we didn't all agree on this at this point. And so I would not like to beat the dead horse, if you will. I know that's probably not the right terminology to use, but I think we're pretty good in that area, and we're actually not. We're actually behind a number of municipalities and organizations in this regard. So I would hope not to hold it up for too long. That's my point.
Well, if it's already been talked out and you all agree, that's fine. Like I say, I'm new coming back after being off the council, so I don't know what discussion had gone on while I was not a part of the discussion.
And if I may suggest, Councilman Frazier, if you want to have your questions answered, please reach out to our HR director, Mr. Meadows. I don't know if he's, I don't know his schedule. So would you please just reach out to him for any questions that you might have?
The things that I want to talk about, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Involve him directly.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Thank you. Any other comments or anyone else have anything for the meeting? All right. Hearing none, I will declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.